which is great. This is a great segue to go into from the humanness into the robotics, the scary. Oh, somebody's gonna take my job. Look, there are those fears. I mean, like I hear this all the time. Like, I will be honest with you, Rodney, and I know you. I want to ask you a question, but I want to talk about this real quick. So, like, I'm implementing I'm writing the requirements for implementation for the robotics, and it's interesting to see how different emotions they happen. With individuals like, will I lose my job? Or will I do this and blah blah blah, and then from the IT all the way to management, everyone has a concern, and I always try not to respond with, oh, it may happen or may not. I just say, well, no, I'm just here to create efficiencies I'm not here for all that, And I mean, and it could be true and it could not be true. But the fact of the matter is that, my focus is mainly on, okay, what can we improve? So to that point, what is the role of a BA with the latest technology? I shouldn't say latest, with the AI or robotics, because some BAs don't see themselves like working with that. They may not be in touch with robotics at this point.
Yeah, I think that BAs can play a very important role in projects that deal with machine learning or artificial intelligence. RPA, like robotic process automation, natural language processing. Where you're implementing chat bots or voice assistants, things like that. It's still just software, and you need to get the requirements for the software, just like you would do for a policy system or a billing system. And I think it's very critical that those requirements are captured. I was reading an article recently in one of the insurance journals I read, where the author was I think it was called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for AI in the insurance world, something like that. And he was talking through some examples. I won't name names, but there was one insurance site where he went to, and they were trying to automate the steps that you go through in collecting information on an insurance application, and it was doing all sorts of weird stuff. I mean, this was a live production application, and it was recommending things in a state where that didn't really apply, or it was omitting an important part of the coverage that should have been offered in the state. And I think that boils down to just bad requirements gathering. You're going to have data scientists and all these very technical people. They're not going to know anything about insurance or whatever industry you're in, and then they need someone that can help translate all the rules and algorithms and things that these tools are going to implement. That they don't understand all the ins and outs, for example, of how to rate a policy. Mm-hmm. So having someone with that industry expertise and that is skilled in gathering requirements can hopefully play an important role in when the production system goes live. You're not gonna omit important coverages in a state or things like that.
Right.
I think there's just like you do with developers now, you would do the same thing with data scientists, being kind of that in-between person for data scientists and other technical experts and the business, and translating those requirements to make sure you have a good end product.
So it's just like software, they say, huh? I got to tell a secret story, and I'm gonna give y'all a secret story about me. It's really funny. So I started off my career in programming. I was self-taught, and all of the technologies that they're deeming as robotics, I was doing back in 2000 and 2001. And you know how I used to do it? Once I programmed the software to go in the X and Y parts of the website, like, because they used to pay you per click back then. So what I did is I programmed my software to go to such and such X and Y part of my screen for whatever resolution that I was in, and go to click on these websites, do this, blah, 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 and then go back and click on that or whatever, and go through the whole cycle of everything that, you know, I had on my free website, the free space website, right? And I programmed it to do just that, not knowing, like, now we're here, like almost 15, 20 years later,